Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Code 369. This is JavaScript algorithms and data structures, full stack development course, class 63. Okay. So we are learning JavaScript algorithms and data structures from the website freecodecamp. Okay, I have given the link to this website in the description box. You can check it. Now we have completed basic JavaScript, ES6, regular expressions, debugging, basic data structures, basic algorithm scripting, object-oriented programming. Okay. Now we are going to start functional programming. So the first exercise is learn about functional programming. Okay. So let us directly go to the exercise. In the code editor, the prepare t and get t functions are already defined for you. Call the get t function to get 40 cups of tea for the team and store them in the t for team FCC variable. Okay. So let us start this exercise. We have to call the get t function to get 40 cups of tea. Okay. So the number of cups is 40 cups. And we have to store them in the t for team FCC variable. Okay. So here you can see t for team FCC variable. Okay. And here only you are going to make changes. So first of all, let us see here. Okay. Prepare t, there is a function and which will be returning a string called green tea. Okay. And here you can see a function called get t, and it receives number of arguments as per argument. Okay. And then you can see a empty array. Then they are using for loop. Okay, in that for loop they are specifying the initial value as 1 for the cups, and that cups value will be less than or equal to number of cups. Okay. So if number of cups is given as 40 here, okay, the cups value will be less than or equal to 40. So starting from 1 to 40. Okay. So 40 times this loop will be executed. Okay. 40 times this loop will be executed. And what they have done is they have stored the prepare t method in the const tcup variable. Okay. Array. Okay. No, sorry, this is a variable. Okay. So we will see whether it is variable or array or anything. Okay. So this is just a variable actually. Prepare t method is stored in a variable. So whenever you have to call prepare t method, you can use tcup variable name. Okay. Then what they have done is they have called this function inside the push method. Okay. So what they have done here is they have placed this array here and they have pushed tcup function inside it. Okay. So what will happen is for 40 times, okay, for 40 times this green tea, okay, this green tea will be stored in the teacups array. Okay. So that's it. So now the teacups which will be having 40 green tea will be displayed. That's it. Okay. So how to do all these things? So first of all we have to specify the number of cups. Okay. So at which function we have to specify the number of cups? Get t function. Okay. So in get t function you have to specify the number of cups, because get t is the function which receive number of cups. Okay. So call get t function here and give 40. So that's it. Now this function will be receiving 40 as the number of cups and it will be executing. That's it. Press Ctrl Enter. Now understand functional programming terminology. Okay, let us dive into the exercise now. As in the previous exercise, we prepared only green tea. Okay, and in this exercise, we are going to prepare 27 cups of green tea and 13 cups of black tea. Okay, and we will be storing them in the variable team T for green team FCC, T for black team FCC. Okay. So let us see here two functions. One function will be returning green tea and another function will be returning black tea. Okay. And here you can see a function called get tea. Okay. This will be receiving two parameters. One is prepare tea and number of cups. Okay. So prepare tea is nothing but we will be telling whether that is we will be telling whether that tea is green tea or black tea. Okay, green tea or black tea, and we will be specifying the numbers. That's it. And then we are having an empty array where all our values will be stored. Now we are using for loop here, and the cups value will be starting with 1, and the cups will be less than or equal to number of cups. So if the number of cups is 40, the cups value will be less than or equal to 40. So this loop will be executing for 40 number of times. Okay, everything same like the previous challenge. And now we are having a variable name. Okay, and this variable name will be assigned with the prepare tea method. So instead of directly giving prepare tea, we are giving it as tea cup here. Okay, using the variable name, and we are calling push method. Okay, which is having tea cup as the argument on the array of tea cups. Okay, so for 40, so if number of cups is 40, and if we are preparing green tea, so 40 times the green tea will be stored in the teacups. Okay, so that's it. So how to call this method? So for T for green team FCC, we have to green team FCC, we have to call this method. Okay, get tea. So this is where we will be specifying whether green tea or black tea and the number of cups. Okay, so call the get tea method like we did in the previous exercise. Okay, and it will be receiving two arguments. So give get tea here also. Then what we are going to do is for preparing green tea, okay, for preparing green tea, we will be calling prepare green tea method as the argument. Okay, and for preparing black tea, we will be calling prepare black tea method as the argument. So give, first of all, give prepare green tea. Okay, and then here prepare black tea. Okay, and you have to specify the number of black teas and green tea. So green tea will be 27 cups and black tea will be 13. Okay, so specify it. Press Ctrl Enter. So what it is saying is prepare tea is not a function. Okay, prepare tea is nothing but this argument. Actually this is a constant. Okay, A function is stored in the constant, so we should not give parenthesis here. Press Ctrl Enter. Understand the hazards of using imperative code, okay? And you have to read from this, okay? A window object is made up of tabs and you usually have more than one windows open, okay? So Windows is nothing but which will be having multiple tabs. For example, I am expanding a new tab here, okay? So this window is having multiple tabs. And also they are telling you usually have more than one windows open. So I am here using only one window, but I am adding a new window, okay? So here we are having two windows in the Microsoft Edge itself, okay? So I am deleting the new window now. So what they are telling is we will be having multiple windows open. The titles of each open site in each window object is held in an array. Okay, the title of each open site in each window object is held in an array. So every tab will be having its name, okay? Every tab will be having its own name. After working in the browser, opening new tabs, merging windows and closing tabs, you want to print the tabs that are still open. So what we are going to do is, if multiple windows are opened, we have to merge multiple windows into a single window, okay? So we will be merging all the tabs of different windows into a single window, okay? And then we will be opening new tabs, okay? And we will be closing tabs. For example, I am creating a new tab here, okay? Opening a new tab, and I am closing the tab here, okay? Like this we will be doing many operations. So finally what we have to do is we have to print the tabs that are still open. So after closing, opening and merging the multiple windows, finally we have to print what are the tabs that are still open, okay? That's it. Closed tabs are removed from the array and new tabs get added to the end of it, okay? So the code editor shows an implementation of this functionality with functions tab open, tab close, join, okay? So this tab open method will be used for opening the new tab, and tab close method will be for closing the tab, and join method will be used for joining the windows, okay? That's it. So here you can see a constructor function, okay? So how can you identify a constructor function? It will be starting with a capital letter, okay? So here we are having a constructor function which will be taking tabs as argument, and it will be assigning that tab name for the tabs, okay? And then we are having a join property for the windows here. So we are adding join property to the window constructor using window.prototype.join, and that will be a function, okay? That function will be receiving other window, okay? Then we will be assigning the tabs value with this dot tabs dot concat, okay? Other window dot tabs. So using this method, what we will be doing is, using concat method, what we will be doing is, we will be merging the other window tabs with the present window tabs, okay? So here this means the window constructor, okay? The present window. So here also this means the present window, okay? And then here you can see window.prototype.tab open. So this method is used for opening the tab. So what we will be doing is, if we are opening a new tab, we will be pushing the new tab into the present window, okay, with the name of new tab, okay, string with the new name of new tab, that's it. And then for closing, we are going to write the code, and this is where, okay, from this part only we are going to make changes because it is having error, okay. So we have to find where the error arises and we have to correct it, that's it, okay. So this property of tab close will be having a function, okay. This function, and this function will be receiving an argument called index. So usually index is used for deleting the tab on the window, okay, in this function. For example, if they are giving index value as 1, so the second tab will be closed. For that we will be using index, okay. So here we are using const tabs before index, okay, and then const tabs after index, and then we will be merging them together, okay. For example, here I will show you a demonstration. First of all, what we will be doing is, if there are multiple tabs, for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, like this there are multiple tabs. So here in this code, what we will be doing is, if we have to delete the third tab here, okay, for example, if we have to delete the third tab here, what we will be doing is, for example, let me go to the code editor itself, okay. Here itself, let me say it. So this has a wide space here, okay. So I am having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 6 tabs there. If I have to delete the third tab, close the third tab, what I will be doing is, I will be removing the tabs which are before the third tab, okay. So I will be storing it in a separate place, for example before tabs, okay, and it will be having 1 and 2. So what I am doing is, if I have to remove the third tab, if I have to close the third tab, I will be removing the tabs which are present before it, okay, and then store it in a place, okay. Then what I will be doing is, I will be creating another area called after tabs, and then I will be removing the tabs after the tab which has to be closed. For example, 3 is the tab which we have to close, but what I will be doing is, I will be removing the tabs which are after third tab and store it in a place, okay. So this is an error, something. So what I will be doing is, I will be cutting this, so store here, okay. So now what I will be doing is, I will be showing the present tabs now, okay, showing the present tabs now. So simply what I will do is, I will add these two things, before tabs and after tabs, okay. So now the present tabs will be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, okay. So now you can see here 3 is not here in the present tabs, okay. This is what we are going to do. We are not going to directly delete the third tab, okay. Like this we are going to have before tabs and after tabs, and we will be adding them together. So the tab which has to be deleted will be deleted, okay. So we are going to do this using our code. Okay, so how we are going to do, that is what we are going to see now. So first of all, we have to remove the tabs which are before the tab which we have to close, okay, and store it in the variable called tabs before index. So for that, what we are going to do is, we are going to give this dot tabs dot splice method, okay. So this is nothing but windows, the present window, and the dot tabs, okay. So we are accessing the tabs. We are using splice method here, and we are giving 0 comma index. So the first argument is nothing but from which index the elements have to be removed, okay. And the index is nothing but this. The second argument is nothing but the number of elements which have to be removed, okay. So here from 0th index the elements have to be removed, and this index is nothing but the number of elements which have to be removed. So that is what we are going to do. So now let us take the previous example like what I did before. For example, I am having 5 tabs, okay, 6 tabs, sorry 5 tabs. So I will be having 5 tabs with the name of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. So I am having 6 tabs with the name of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now what I have to do is, so let us say 7 tabs, okay, with the name of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I have to do is, I have to remove this 3, okay. So what I will be doing is, I will be removing this 0, 1, 2 and storing it in a variable, and 4, 5, 6 and storing it in a variable, and then I will be merging 0, 1, 2 and 4, 5, 6, okay. So here you can see we have given, starting from the 0th index, we are going to remove index number of elements. For example, if they are giving 2 as the index, we will be removing 2 elements, okay. So here you can see we have to remove this 3. So what is the index of the 3 here? What is the index of the 3 here? Index of the 3 is nothing but 4 here, okay, sorry, 3 here. So the index always starts from 0, so the index of the 3 is nothing but 3 here. So then what I have to do is, I have to remove the elements, the tabs which are before 3 and store it in a variable. So what I am going to do is, I am going to use splice method, okay. So we will be starting with the index of 0, okay. So the starting index will be 0, and the numbers which have to be copied is 0, 1, 2. So here we have to specify the number of elements. So what I am going to do is, I am going to give 3, because we are going to copy 3 number of elements, okay. And that 3 is nothing but the index, okay. The index of 3 is nothing but 3. The index of 3 is nothing but 3, okay, and that index is equal to the number of elements. For example, 0, 1, 2, here we are removing 3 elements, 3 tabs, and that is nothing but equal to the index of the number which we have to remove, okay. For example, you can see here, and this number of elements is nothing but the index of the number which we have to remove, okay. So that is why they have given splice of 0 comma index, okay. So this index is equal to the number of elements which we have to remove. So we have directly given index here, okay. So this is over. So now what will be happening is, 0, 1, 2 will be removed, okay. Now we will be having 3, 4, 5, 6. So this code is correct, okay. Then we will be doing changes here, okay. So this code is wrong and we will be checking how to correct it. Okay, using splice method we are going to do it. So how to do it? So let's say delete this. Now what we have to do is we have to remove 4, 5, 6, okay, and store it in a variable. So how to remove 4, 5, 6 using splice? Using splice what we will be doing is we have to specify the index first. So from which index the elements have to be removed. And that index is nothing but 1 now, okay. For example, we have to remove the third index. Sorry, we have to remove the 3 tab, okay. So what we will be doing is we will be moving 4, 5, 6 to some other variable, okay. So this 4 is having the index of 1. So I am giving index as 1, okay. And it should be removing all the elements up to the last. So I will not be giving the second argument, okay. So we have to give only index of 1 for this purpose, okay. And we will not be specifying the second argument. So here what you have to do is you just have to remove this and you have to just write 1, okay. Now you can see what would have happened is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, tabs before index will be having values of 0, 1, 2, okay, and tabs after index will be having values of 4, 5, 6, okay. Now what we will be doing is for present tabs we will be showing, we will be just merging this and it will be 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, okay. So now you will not be having the third tab here. So the third tab is removed here, okay. So that's it. So how to merge these two variables? So we will be doing it using concat, okay. So here you can see this dot tabs, the present tabs is equal to tabs before index dot concat of tabs after index. So the tabs after index will be joined with the tabs before index, okay. That's it. So that's our code. Press Ctrl Enter after deleting this, okay. Then we are going to do simple things, okay. These are very simple things. For example, what they are telling is fill in the code for the function incrementar. So it returns the value of the global variable fixed value increased by 1. So this function should be returning. So this function should be returning the value of the value which is greater than fixed value by 1, okay. So if the fixed value is 4, this function should be returning 5. So that is what we are going to do. So give return and give fixed value plus 1, okay. So the fixed value will be added by 1 and it will be returned. Press Ctrl Enter. Then what we are going to do is write the incrementar function. So it takes an argument, okay, it will be taking an argument, then returns a result after increasing the value by 1. So what they are telling is this incrementar function will be taking an argument. So let me give it as arg, okay, and what it should be returning is it should return the argument value plus 1, okay. So if the argument value passed here as 5, it should be returning 6. So that's it. Press Ctrl Enter. here what you can see is rewrite the code so the global array book list is not changed inside either function. Okay, so we have to write code, okay, code here, but what they are telling is the book list. You can see a book list here, okay, this is an array and it is having some number of books. So we have to write code that should not change the book list, okay, that is what they are saying. So our code should not make any changes to the book list variable. So like that we have to write code. Then the add function should add the given book name to the end of the array passed to it. Okay, so they are mentioning this add function and what they are telling is the book name which is passed to this function should be added to the array passed to it, okay, to the end of the array passed to it. And here we are not having any array passed to it. So what we are going to do is we are going to add array parameter here, because what they are telling here is the add function should add the given book name to the end of the array passed to it, but no array has been passed to it, so we are adding ARR here, okay. So this book name will be stored inside this array at the end, okay, that is what they are telling. So let us complete this now. So we should not make any changes directly to the book list variable, book list array. So what we are going to do is we are going to remove this whole thing and we are going to create a new array. So create new array using const new array, okay. And what we will be doing is we will be copying all the elements of this array to the new array, okay. So use spread operator here. So give dot 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 ARR. So now all the elements of the array will be stored in the new array, okay. Then we are going to push the value of book name, okay. So now the book name will be added to the new array at the last, okay, that's it. Then we are going to return this new array. Return new array, okay. So that's the code for this. Then we are going to concentrate on book remove method, okay. So here we can see the remove function should remove the given book name from the array passed to it, okay. The remove method, the remove function should remove the given book name from the array passed to it, okay. So here also saying, they are saying an array is passed, okay. So we are going to give ARR here and we have to remove this book name from this array, okay. So here also we should not make any changes directly to the array, so okay, this array. So what we are going to do is we are going to use splice method, we are going to use spread operator here, okay. So create a new array here, okay, new here also we have used a new array. So what we are going to give here is new removed array, okay, new removed array, and we are going to copy all the elements of the ARR to this array. Then what we will be doing is, so this is not necessary, okay, this is, we can change this. For example, const book index equal to instead of book list we can give new removed array, okay, new removed array dot index of book name. So what does it mean? What does it mean? So here I am creating a constant called book index, and that is nothing but the index of the book name in this array, okay. So we are having multiple books in this array. but we have to find what is the index of the book name which we have to remove. Okay, so what is the index of the book which we have to remove? So we are using code new removed array dot index of book name. So it will be finding the index of the book which we have to remove, okay, and it will be storing that in the constant called book index. Okay, so now we know the index of the book which we have to remove. Okay, and if that index is greater than or equal to 0, it means if the index is above, sorry, here you can see. Usually what will be happening if the index is 0 and above, okay, it means that the element is present inside the array. Okay, if the index is less than 0, it means that the element is not present inside the array. Okay, why it is like that? Because always the index of the element starts from 0 and then 1 and then 2 and then 3 and above. Okay, so if the index is less than 0, it means that the element is not present inside the array. Okay, we already know it. Okay, we have already seen these things. So here if book index greater than or equal to 0, it means that the book is there. Okay, the book is present there. So if that book is present there, what we will be doing is we will be changing this code to new removed array. Okay, we will be changing the code to new removed array dot splice. Okay, so splice method is used to remove the elements, and the first argument of the splice method is from which index we have to remove, and the second argument is nothing but how many number of elements have to be removed. Okay, so we are directly giving the book index itself. Okay, because that is the index which we have to remove from. Okay, and we will be removing one element only. Okay, so for example, I am having books of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I am going to be removing only the first book. Okay, so I will be specifying the index as, for example, it starts from 0. Okay, so I have to remove only this first book. Okay, and that index of this 1 is nothing but 1 here. So I am directly so instead of giving the index value 1, I can directly give the book index. Okay, because the book index and the index which have to be removed is same, so I am giving book index itself, and the number of elements which I have to remove is from this index 1, I have to remove only one element. Okay, so I am giving 1, so that's it. Finally we will be returning the new removed array. Okay, so it will not be having that book name inside that array. That's it. So go ahead. Now we are going to use map method. Okay, so map method is very important. So this is a simple example of map method. Okay, if you understand this, then the exercise will be very easy. For example, I am having an object called users. Okay, I am having an object called users. Sorry, that is an array. I am having an array that is called users, and I am having objects stored in it. Okay, for example, 3 objects are there, and here I am using map method. So if I have to use map method on any array or object or variable, I have to specify the name of the variable. So I am giving users and I am giving dot map. Okay, and here inside you can see this is a function actually. and that function receives an argument of user. Okay, the parameter is user, and what it will be doing is it will be returning the value of user.name. So let me make it simple. For example, if I am doing map method on any variable, okay, for example, I'm using map method on users variable, okay, I am using map method on users variable. So if I am using map method on users variable, okay, this parameter is nothing but, this user parameter is nothing but the element of that variable, okay. So the element of that variable, for example, there are 3 objects here. So every object will be considered as user here, okay. So every object will be considered as user here, okay. So that's it. If I am using map method on this variable, every object will be considered as user, okay. So all these objects will not be entering into this method at the same time, okay. So every object will be entering this map method like for loop, okay. One method will be, this one object will be entering first with the name of user, okay, and then the operation will be done, and then the second object again will be entering into this map method with the name of user, and the object will be done, and the third method will be, the third object will be entering into the map method using the name of user, and the operation will be done, okay. That's it. So here the user is nothing but this object, okay, and with taking this object as an argument, we will be returning user.name. So this user.name is nothing but the name property in this object, okay. So how can we access the property name in an object? We will be giving the object name, and we will be using dot, and we will be giving the property, okay. So we are giving the object name, and that is user here, and we will be giving dot, and we will be giving the property name, okay. We already know all these things from object oriented programming, okay. So finally we will be displaying the names. So here you can see John, Amy and Camper Cat, okay. All these are names from every object, okay. So let us use map method here. So here we have to make changes. So let me rewrite the answer, and I will be explaining you, okay. So I have written the answer. Let me explain it. So we are declaring a constant here, okay. So the result of the map method will be stored in this constant. Then we are going to use map method, and on which object we are going to use map method? Here, okay. On this array, actually this is an array. This is an array, so we are going to use map method on this watch list array, okay. So I am giving watch list dot map method, okay. So watch list dot map method, and inside this method we will be receiving a parameter called item. So we will be receiving an argument called item. So already I told every element, okay, every element of the array will be considered as the argument, okay. So this array is having some objects, okay, first object and second object, and then third object, and then fourth object, okay. and then fifth object. So we are having 5 objects as the elements of the array. Okay. So every object will be considered here as item. Okay. So you can give any name. So I am giving every object. Okay. So like this also you can give. So here I will be giving every object. Okay. So here also I am giving every object. Okay. So I am giving an argument, and that is nothing but the element of this array. Every element of this array, and that every element is nothing but here object. Okay. So object is the element of this array. There are 5 objects. So 5 objects are nothing but 5 elements of that array. Okay. So now I have passed the object of that array into this function. Okay. Then what I will be doing is I am returning an object here. Okay. So here I am returning an object. So I am using curly braces. Okay. And object will be having the property of title and rating. Then what I will be doing is I have to give the title and rating. So from where I will be giving the title and rating? I will be giving title and rating from every object. So every object has title and rating. For example, here you can see IMDb rating. Okay. So every object has title and rating. So from here I will be taking the value and I will be inserting it. So I have given every object of title. Okay. Every object and bracket title. Every object and bracket IMDb rating. So the title will be taken from every object. Okay. From every object, and it will be stored in the title property. Okay. Like that rating also. So that's it. Finally you will be having title of Inception, title of Interstellar. You can see this output. Okay. So that's it. Press Ctrl Enter. So implement map on a prototype. Okay. We are going to implement map on a prototype. So what we are going to do, here you can see the map method returns an array of the same length as the one it was called on. It also does not alter the original array. Okay. Here you can see you might learn a lot about the map method if you implement your own version of it. It is recommended you use a for loop or array.prototype.forEach. So using for each, what we are going to do is we are going to create a map method of our own. Okay. Write your own array.prototype.mymap, which should behave exactly like array.prototype.map. So the function, the map method which we are going to write is should be functioning exactly like map method. Okay. So the code which we are going to write should be behaving exactly like the map method which we usually use. Okay. You should not use the built-in map method. So you should not use the built-in map method. The array instance can be accessed in the my map using this. So what they are telling here is the array instance can be accessed in the my map method using this. Okay, the array should be accessed, can be accessed in the my map method using this. So if you have to access that array, you have to use this keyword. Okay, that's it. So let me finish the code and I will be explaining it to you. So I have written the code. So this is the code which we have to use. Okay. So we have used for each. So what is the usage of for each means? Let us see. For each method in JavaScript. Okay. So here you can see the for each method calls a function for each element in an array. So the for each method will be calling the function for each element in an array. Okay, this is the definition. So here what we will be doing is, here we are having array, okay, and let us go to this place. Okay, we will start from here. Here we are having a constant, okay, and this is nothing but the calling of the mymap function. Okay, so the result of this will be stored in the constant new s, okay, this variable. So we are calling this function here, okay, using s dot mymap, and so this s is nothing but the array. Okay, so this s is nothing but the array, this array. Okay, because we are going to perform operations on this array only. So we are giving s dot mymap, and then this mymap, here you can see in this mymap method, here we are receiving an argument called callback. Okay, so this function of item is nothing but the callback here. Okay, this function of item will be sent as the argument as callback. Okay, you have to understand that. So here we are passing callback as a function. Okay, so this function will be passed as the callback, and also this function will be receiving an item, okay, an argument, and that argument will be multiplied by 2. Okay, that's it. So here what I am going to be writing is this dot for each, and this dot for each is nothing but array. Okay, this is nothing but array. Okay, so every element of the array will be passed into the function. Okay, so that element, every element will be considered as a, and then what we will be doing is we will be pushing, okay, we will be pushing this function, okay, this callback argument, actually this function, okay, this function as an argument here. So callback of a is nothing but, okay, callback of a is nothing but we are giving this element as the argument for the callback. Okay, we are giving a as the argument for the callback. So that's it. So what the callback will be doing, it will be receiving an item and it will be multiplying it by 2. So this item is nothing but a here. Okay, this a will be considered as the item here. Okay, so this item will be multiplied by 2 and it will be pushed to the new array. Okay, that's it. So this is the code here. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. And if you have to see the output, go here and console.log of new underscore s. Okay. And you will be seeing here you are having 23, 65, 98, 5, and here you are having the multiple of 2, 46, 130, 196, 10. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. Now we are going to use the filter method to extract data from an array. Okay. So filter method is just like map method, but it will be little bit different. So here you are having an array of users and you are having objects as the element. Okay, object as the elements. So using filter method, what we are going to do is, let us see it. If we are using filter method, what we have to do is we have to give the object name, sorry, the array name. Okay, array or variable or anything. Give this variable name and you have to give dot filter, and inside this we will be having an argument. Okay, inside this we will be having an argument, and that argument is nothing but the element of that variable. Okay, so here the element is object, so every object will be considered here as user. Okay, every object will be considered here as user, and we are going to give the filter condition. For example, user dot age, it means that the age property of every element. Okay, user dot age is nothing but the age property of every element. Okay, and the condition we have given is the age property of every element should be less than 30. So what it will be doing is, it will be filtering the elements which are having the age less than 30. Okay, so here the age is 34, so it will not be taken, but here the age is less than 30, so this element will be filtered. Okay, and here the age is less than 30, so this element also will be filtered. So now the filtered array will be having only two elements. Okay, only two objects inside it. So these are the two objects. That's it. Now you can see the output here. So this is what filter method is, and it is very easy. So let us go to the exercise. So let me finish the code and I will be explaining it to you. So now I have finished the code. So let me explaining it very easily. So on which variable I am going to be using filter method? On the watch list variable. Okay, so let me short it down. Okay, so on the watch list variable we are going to use filter method. Okay, so I am giving watch list dot filter, and every element of that watch list variable will be considered as a movie. So here you can see objects are the element. Okay, so the first object will be an element, the second object will be an element, and the third object will be an element. Okay, so like that every object will be considered as an element. So this argument is nothing but each element of that variable. Okay, so we are giving the element name as movie, so every object will be considered as movie. So here you can see an object, so this will be considered as movie. Okay, and we are giving condition here, filter condition, movie dot imdb rating greater than or equal to 8.0. Okay, so if I have to access imdb rating, what I have to do is I have to give the object name and I have to give dot imdb rating. Okay, so the object name here is movie, so I am giving movie dot imdb rating. Okay, so this if this imdb rating is greater than or equal to 8.0, that objects will be considered. Okay, that objects will be filtered. For example, This IMDb rating is 8.8. So it is greater than or equal to 8.0. Okay, that is the condition. Greater than or equal to 8.0. So this object will be considered. Okay, it will be filtered. And you can see second object is having IMDb rating of 8.6. So this also will be considered. And here it is 9.0. This also will be considered. And here you can see 8.3. This also will be considered. But here you can see 7.9. So the condition is not satisfied here. So this object will not be filtered. Okay, it will be left out. That's it. Then now what we are having here is, using this code we will be having the filtered array. Okay, the array which is having the objects of IMDb rating greater than or equal to 8.0. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to use map method. Okay, so on the filtered array which is having IMDb rating of above 8.0, we are going to use map method. So every object of that filtered array, okay, will be worked using map method. So we are using map method here, and here we are giving argument as movie. So this movie is nothing but every object of that filtered array, okay, which is having IMDb rating greater than or equal to 8.0. And what we are going to do next is, we are going to return an object here. Okay, we are going to return an object here, and in that object we will be having two properties, title and rating. So title will be assigned with the value of movie of title. Okay, so this means that this title will be assigned with the value of, okay, with the value of this title. Okay, this title. Okay, this title. This title value will be assigned to this title. Okay, and then IMDb rating, here you can see this rating will be assigned with the value of this IMDb rating. Okay, here you can see, and it will be done only from the objects which are filtered. Okay, this will not be taken from this object. For example, here you can see, actually this IMDb rating is 7.9. So this this object was already left out. It is not filtered and saved into the filtered array. Okay, so this IMDb rating will not be added because this was already removed using filter method. So that's it. Now you can see the output here. Okay, so every title and rating from the filtered objects will be stored here. Okay, that's it. Here you can see the rating is 8.8, 8.6, 9.0, 8.3. So all these ratings are greater than 8.0. Okay, so this is how we have to use filter method and map method in a single exercise itself. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to implement the filter method on a prototype. Okay, like what we did in the previous examples. So we did map method on a prototype. Now we are going to do filter method on a prototype. Okay, so let me change the code here. Okay, let me write code here, and then we will be explaining it. Okay, and here also you can see the array instance can be accessed in the myFilter method using this. So whenever you have to access the array, you have to give the name of this. Okay, so let me write the code. So I have written the code here. Okay, let me explaining it. So here you are having an array, okay, and here you are having a function, okay. So then we are calling this function here, okay. Here what we are doing is we are going to use my filter method on the array of s, okay. So we are giving the name s dot my filter, like what we do in the filter method. So we will be giving the variable name and we will be giving dot filter. So like this we are going to give the array name and we are going to give my filter, okay, and it will be receiving a function as an argument, and that function will be doing what? So that function will be receiving an item, okay, and that item is nothing but the element of this array, okay, 23, 65, all these things, and it will be returning item modulus 2 equal to 1. It means that it is an odd number. So when the number is divided by 2, it should be leaving remainder of 1, okay. So that is nothing but odd number, 1, 3. So 1 cannot be divided here, 3, 5, 7, 9, all these things, okay. So then let us get into this code. So here in this function we are receiving callback as the argument, okay, and this callback is nothing but this function, okay. This whole function will be sent as the callback, okay. So here we have created a new array, okay, that is empty, where we will be storing the final values, and we are using for each method here, okay. So we are giving the array name as this here, okay. This dot for each means array dot for each. So all the elements of the array will be taken inside, okay. And inside this for each we are writing a function called x, okay, function with the argument of x, and we are writing if condition here. If callback of x, okay, if callbacks of x equal to true, it means if this function is returned with the value of true, and that means if the if the value is odd number, it will be returning true, okay. So if this condition becomes true, it will be, the value will be pushed into the new array, okay. So that's it. If the value is an odd number, this condition will become true, okay. This condition will become true and it will be pushed to the new array, okay. So here this x is nothing but the element of each element of the const s, okay, that's it. So nothing new at all. And here you can see function of item, return item, modulus to all these things, okay. So we are not going to directly use elements with the name of item. So this is just a model, okay. If any element comes in, okay, if any element comes in, you have to treat that element like this function, okay. So we are giving a clue for the myFilter method. So we are not going to directly access the element using the name of item, okay. So just we are giving the clue for the myFilter to do the operations. For example, if any element comes in, you have to be doing the operation like this function. So like we are giving hint to the myFilter method, okay. So this is not the actual function which we are going to do. So this is just a hint, okay. So if any element comes in, it will not be taking the variable item, okay. So this is just a duplicate function, like how we are going to do the operation. So here we are taking the actual element, okay. For example, each element will be taken as x. So this is the actual variable name for the element. So this 23 will be taken as X, okay, and not as item, okay. But the operation will be changed. Operation will be same, okay. The operation will be same, okay. That's it. The operation is nothing but item modulus 2 equal to 1, okay. That is the operation here, okay. Press Ctrl Enter. Now return part of an array using the slice method, okay. So let me write the code and I will be explaining it to you. This is very easy exercise. So this is the code, okay, and this is very easy. For example, here you can see anim, okay. This anim is nothing but the array passed to it, okay. This array is what called here as anim, okay. And what we have to do is use the slice method in the slice array function and return part of the anim array given the provided begin slice and end slice indices, okay. So they are giving beginning slice index and the ending slice index, and we have to write and we have to return that, okay. For example, here they have given the beginning index as 1 and the ending index as 3. So let me print the result also. Console. So here I have to give console dot log of. So here you can see dog tiger, okay. Dog tiger. So already we know what is slice method. Slice method is nothing but which will be taking two arguments, and the first argument is from which index it has to be beginning, okay, and the second argument is at which index it has to be ended, okay, and this index will not be copied. Actually the slice method is used to copy the elements, okay, and the first argument is nothing but from which index it has to be copied, and the second index is nothing but the second argument is nothing but from at which index it has to be stopped, okay. So if we are giving index as 3 here, the elements will be copied up to 2 and it will not be copying the third index, okay. That is important. If they are specifying the ending index as 3, the elements should be copied up to the index of 2 and not 3, okay. So here I have written anim.slice, okay. So I am using slice method on the animal array here, okay, this array, on this array, and I am giving dot slice and I am giving beginning slice index, and that is 1. So from the index of 1 the elements will be copied. So the index of 1 is nothing but dog, okay, and it will be copied to the end of third index. So it will be copying the index of 1 and 2, okay. 3 will not be copied, so it will be copying index of 1 and 2. So you can see the output here, dog and tiger, okay. Press Ctrl Enter. Now remove elements from an array using slice instead of splice, okay. So instead of splice we are going to use slice to remove the elements. So for this also I am going to be finishing the code and I will be explaining you very quickly. So here return slice, so on which we are going to use slice, on the cities, okay. On the cities we are going to use slice method and I am going to be giving values of 0 comma 3. Okay, so let me explain it. So here you can see, rewrite the function non-mutating splice by using slice instead of splice. So it should limit the provided cities array to a length of 3 and return a new array with only the first 3 items. Okay, so what it is saying is it should be returning only the first 3 items. Okay, so what is the index of first 3 items? The index of first 3 items is nothing but 0 comma 1 comma 2. Okay, 0 comma 1 comma 2. So the index of the first 3 items is 1 comma 2, 0 comma 1 comma 2, and the slice method will be having the first argument as the starting index from which the element has to be copied. Okay, so from 0th index we are going to copy the elements, and the elements which we need is 0 comma 1 comma 2 index. Okay, so the third index we are not going to copy, but we have to specify 3 here. Okay, so the ending index should be always 3, but this third index will not be copied. Up to 0 to 2 index it will be copied. Okay, so this 3 index will not be copied. So from here, Chicago, Delhi and Islamabad will be copied, and London and Berlin will not be copied. Okay, so let me print the result. Console.log of, and now we can see Chicago, Delhi, Islamabad. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. Now we are going to combine two arrays using the concat method. Okay, so how can you concat? For example, here you are having an array 1, 2, 3, and you are giving dot concat, and inside that concat method you are giving another array. So both these arrays will be combined together, and you will be having the result of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we have to do here is we have to combine the original and the attach. Okay, so this is very easy. I am going to be returning, okay, original dot concat of attach. Okay, so this attach will be copied to the, this attach will be combined to the original. So these two arrays will be combined. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me print the result. Console.log of, and you can see the output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press Ctrl Enter. Now we are going to add elements to the end of the array using concat, okay, instead of push. So normally we will be using push method to add the elements to the end of the array, but we are going to add elements to the end using concat. Okay, so how to do it? So this is just like concat method we use. Okay, I have written the code here. So again I am returning. So I am again writing the code. So give return and give original dot concat of new item. So now we are merging these two things called original and new item. Okay, this 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5. We are merging these two arrays using concat method. So normally this new item will be added at the end of the original. Okay, so this 4, 5 will be added at the end of the 1, 2, 3. So after 1, 2, 3 this 4, 5 will come. Okay, that's it. So what you should know here is you don't have to use push method always. Okay, so if you have to push an array into another array, what you have to do is you can just use concat method. So the code is very simple. Okay, press Ctrl Enter. So I would like to conclude the session now. Okay, from from use the reduce method to analyze data, we will be discussing in the next class. Okay, so I would like to conclude the session now. So the remaining part will be discussed in the next class. So thank you for watching my videos, friends. Thank you for supporting me. Please do subscribe and let me conclude. Thank you.